great for me. But a lot of times your opponent will block you from hugging the head. He's gonna have his arm on the way like this, okay? So he's still on side control. Some people like to do this, okay? So when you go here and you hang out like this, I feel that your opponent can trap your head. He can push your face like this and then trap your head and you have a hard time and then he can escape, okay? In judo, you see a lot of guys doing this, right? In judo, they control like this. They have a really good control like this. But for me, it's hard, you know, in my opinion, it's hard for me to go for a submission. Maybe I can hold here. Maybe if I grab his collar like this, okay, I can hold him for like 30 seconds, 25 seconds. In judo, if you hold for 25 seconds, ippon, right? That's their goal. Our goal is a submission. We cannot be here for 25 seconds. You're gonna get a penalty, right? You have to do something else, okay? And the fight does evolve as well. Sometimes they go like this, they trap the arm, they hold like this, okay? But in my opinion, like I said, I'm unbalanced here. I like to stay. If I have to put my hips on the floor like this, I like to not scissor my legs. I go like this, okay? Because now, at any time, I can put my chest down again if I need, okay? Plus, if you try to pass the leg over my head, I can put my head down. But when I go here, I'm too far from you, okay? And also, let's say I need to make a transition to the back. Can I make a transition to the back like this? It's pretty much impossible. Or make a transition to mount. Impossible. If I want to mount to him, I have to be like this, right? So I can slide my knee to him. But now I have to understand what I have to do in order to control my opponent and not let him escape. And I have to understand how he's going to try to escape, okay? There's two ways he can try to escape. One is facing towards me, right? Push me away and face towards me, okay? And using his legs afterwards. Two is facing to me, underhooking my arms, right? And then he's gonna go for a single leg or something like that. Or wrestle up, right? Or come up in a dog fight, go like this. That's another escape, okay? That's why they try to underhook you, right? Three is Rolando facing away from me like this. But when he faces away from me, there's two reactions that we will have. One is elevating the hips. Two is sitting up on his elbow like this. Okay? He's not just gonna roll belly down. If he does that, like I can just follow him and it's easy for me to attack. So he has to either sit up, okay, or lift his hips up like this. Okay? So I have to understand that when I'm fighting and I'm on the side control, I have to keep the shoulder and the hips on the floor, okay? Especially if he's facing away from me. Like this, try to sit up, Rondo. I grab this arm. So now try to sit up, okay? He can't, right? So now, at the same time I'm grabbing his arm here, try to turtle, right? I have my elbow putting pressure on his hips as well. Because if I just focus right here, he's gonna turtle like this. Okay, I have to manage both sides, okay? That way I kill him from sitting up. But sometimes I'm too late. He sit up, right? Immediately I have to chop his arm to the floor again. So now he's more with the chest on the floor, which is guide me to the back, right? I start going for chokes and things like that, or maybe Kimura trap. He's gonna start giving you something, okay? But my goal, if I wanna be on side control and I wanna make transitions to either stay on side control or mount, I have to keep my chest on his chest. Okay, so my best option is grabbing the head like this and underhooking the arm like this, okay? And as I mentioned before, I go one and then two, right? I go like this, so that way I can start working on attacking my opponent. And there's one thing it's my favor, and I do that against black belts, right? It works really, really well, which is this. Look, you see that I'm controlling this arm here with my hips. You see that? So what I do, I step over his arm and head with my right leg. And at the same time, look, my left leg goes under his arm like this. I go like this first. One and two, I step over like this. And now look, I trap his arm and head like this. Okay, so when I'm here, okay, I have to make sure I pinch my knees, okay? And I control his arm here, okay? I cannot go on the leg, or I cannot let his arm be free, because then Rolando can turtle this way, turn this way, Rolando. He's gonna turtle this way. Okay? He's gonna give me options, but he has a chance to escape. Yeah, I can make transitions to, let's say turtle. Like he turtles this way, I can go like crucifix, right? Or he turtle this way, turtle. I can start like locking up like a triangle him, right? Like a sankaku, right? If I have long legs. But I like to keep both knees on the floor and I scoop my arm under his tricep. Because now try to turtle that way, he can't. Try to turtle the other way, he can't. Now you see that his arm is on this side, okay? And this is one of the things that I like to do. I lift and I bring my forearm really close to his armpit, okay? As close as I can to the armpit. I don't stay here, okay? As close as I can to the armpit. And now what I do, I bring this shoulder here to my ear and I keep this hand here, look. I go like this. And then I grab this wrist, like this, okay? Sometimes when I do that, he's gonna try to pass the hand in front of my head. Then I grab. I just keep my hand here waiting for him to pass, okay? And it's gonna happen, okay? So I go here and go. This is my fatality, okay? When I'm fighting. If you watch my fights, I do this a lot. So I grab the Kimura trap, and his arm is trapped as well. So it's perfect spot for me to finish him right now. So now, if I put his shoulders on the mat, Rolando, if you keep the shoulders on the mat, it's a little bit harder for me to finish the Kimura. I need to have my opponent sideways. So I use my inner thigh under his shoulder, like this, so I can force him to be sideways. And at the same time, I'm controlling the bottom arm, right? So that way he doesn't turtle away from me. Okay? If I'm just controlling his head, he's gonna turn, okay? Yes, he's gonna escape. So I have to have my leg always under his arm here. Once he's sideways, try to put your shoulders on the mat again. See? I don't keep my knee on the floor because I feel he can put a shoulder on the mat if I keep my knee on the floor. I keep like this, okay? And pinch it. Try to put your shoulder on the mat. But it's hard, see? So now, to finish the Kimura. To finish the Kimura, I don't just focus on his hand. I bring his tricep on my chest, like this, okay? So when I do this, I feel he get weaker, and his hands get far from his pants as well. He's gonna try to grab there. So first I'll bring this way, now I hop over, and I get here. So always keeping the tricep against your chest. Don't let it extend like this. So here is better, so you can fold him and then finish, okay? And you see my grips are like this. Some people like to go with the thumb. It depends the size of your hand, okay? People with a bigger hand, they grab like this, so I like to go here, okay? Like this. Again. So there's so many submissions I can do with the transitions, but this is the one that we're gonna do today, okay? So I'm here, okay? Block him, right? Pass my arm over. This is when his arm is on, against my lap, against my hips. See? I cannot do that if his arm is like this, if he's framing. Now it's not gonna work, the Kimura, okay? Because he's gonna block me from hop over him. You see? So if that happens and I wanna do a Kimura, I have to go 1, 2, make sure his arm is on my lap. Now I go. Try to move around move away from me, stay here, stay heavy, wait for the right moment. Now, when I hop over, I need to make sure that my butt touch this part of his arm, the bicep, underneath of his bicep. I cannot mount with the elbow inside, okay? I have to make sure the elbow is that way, okay? So I block him, and then he's fighting, go fight, fighting, I'm here, wait, okay? Now I do a big jump, look. Here. And I like to make the jump like this, and I like to step because you're making scared, right? Like, oh!
Yeah, I do that when you do that.
I got here, try to block your elbow down, right? You stay here. Now look, I cannot step with my left leg far. Turn around. I cannot step like with the leg here, because sometimes you can take the arm out. Again, especially this arm outside, but yes. So when I go, I have to make sure my calf goes near his armpit. So when I hop over, now I trap his arm. Pinch, control here. If his arm is on the way here already, just grab. If his arm is on this side, you have to turn him, make the stool right behind him, with your knee and thigh right behind his back. And now I shrug. Look, don't try to looking for his hand here. Just bring your shoulder to your ear, and then you're gonna get it, okay? Here. Now I get it. Tricep on my chest. Finish. Grab your pants, Rolando. If he grabs the pants, okay, I go 1, break 2, and I get here. Forward, okay? If it's too strong, I can't break this grip here, I make a transition to armbar. 1, and I kick right between the arm and the leg. And then I finish. Okay? Just in case. You guys understand? Okay? So when you're on side control, you cannot move too much. You have to move slow. Right? You move slow, but you have to understand what your opponent can do to escape. Right? And one of the things he's going to do to escape, the first thing is framing. So you block, avoiding from getting frames. Right? So I can take this arm out this way, or if the arm is here, I just keep the arm close to me. Right? And then I block this frame, so now I'm here. Now I don't let him use any frame. Right? I cannot move when he's moving. I hold him when he's moving. Move around him. When he stops moving, now I move. Okay? Now I go. Hey, he blocks, I go 1. Reach. Okay? Because that's another mistake. People try to move when the opponent is moving. Okay? Sometimes you don't have to move. Just wait. When it stops, then you go. So it's like trying to sail when there's a storm. It's hard, right? You have to wait, and then they're going to start sailing. All right? All right, let's go. 1, 2, 3.